Ladies and gentlemen, President William Samoei Arap Ruto felt the heat of the successful rally which Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna held in Kisumu. And the president yesterday was in Kibra and Langata constituencies.
Hey bro, moja shuka bana. Shuka.
And in Kibra, the president was accompanied by Raila Odinga Jnr. Why?
So kwa hivyo tumesema kwa His Excellency, kwa hii dakika moja, asante sana. Tumeshukuru kama watu wa Kibra. Tunakaribisha huku, uendelee kuja huku, utuendelee na maendeleo. Sisi kama watu wa Kibra tumeshukuru na tutakusupport. Asante sana, Your Excellency.
And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, in this video I want us to understand why the president tagged along Raila Odinga Jr. Because something also happened there which probably you might have noticed. When the member of parliament, Orero, was inviting Raila Jr. to speak, the president took the microphone, which means the president broke the protocol and picked the microphone from Orero and then introduced Raila Jr. That was a very heavy political statement.
I want to thank the Odinga family. Tuko na Junior hapa. Junior, tafadhali kuja. To Raila Amolo Odinga, asanteni sana kwa kuwa waanzilishi wa hii Raila Education Center. Mawe ile baba aliweka hapa, mimi nimekuja kujenga madarasa 8 juu yake kwa sababu ya heshima yake na kwa sababu ya watu na watoto wa hapa Kibra. Bwana Junior, on behalf of this community and the government of Kenya, we would want to thank your family for spearheading the education of the children right here in Raila Education Center, in Kibra, in Nairobi, and in many other parts of the Republic of Kenya. Karibu.
In this video, I want us to analyze that visit by the president. Before we do that, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think President Ruto rushed to Kibra and he had to tag along Raila Odinga Jr.? Number one, I think the president was responding to the rally which Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna held in Kisumu. That rally attracted massive crowds. And people were like, okay, this is what's happening. Then the president had to go to Langata and Kibra, which traditionally were always Raila Odinga strongholds. And he proved that indeed people turned up. Let me ask you this question. The crowd you saw in Kibra, that crowd there, do you think it was organic or do you think they were facilitated to attend? Because personally, I was surprised by that large crowd. Because remember, yesterday was on a Tuesday. And on a Tuesday, the turnout in rallies during weekdays are normally not really full. But the president was in Kibra, he was in Langata, but the turnout was huge. So for me, I think the president wanted to send a message that if it's about crowd, I can also pull that crowd. And if you felt or if you thought that Raila Odinga's strongholds, Kondele is gone, let me prove to you that even Kibra is still intact. So I think probably the motivation was partly to counter the effect of the rally, which was hugely successful here in Kisumu. So that's number one. Number two, the president is also dealing with the Raila family issues. For President William Samoei Arap Ruto to win the support of ODM support base, he must have the support of the entire Odinga family. Oburu Odinga is already on his side. I can partly say that Mama Ida Odinga, despite the fact that she is not in politics right now, is also in William Ruto's corner. But there was a problem. Ruth Odinga, after the Kisumu rally, made a comment that she was very happy with the people of Kisumu and that she was going to make a major announcement soon. It was interpreted to mean that Ruth Odinga is on her way out of Linda grounds. Remember, Winnie Odinga, another family, if you've been following Winnie Odinga, you know where her heart is. Where do you think Winnie Odinga's heart is? Linda ground or Linda Wananchi? If you're to ask me, Winnie Odinga's heart is in Linda Wananchi. The problem with Linda Wananchi is that they have already formed their own political party and therefore they will leave ODM. But Winnie is not for the idea of leaving a party the father really struggled to form. And that's why she's still marking time there. So I think William Ruto decided to reach out to Raila Jr. as part of that wider strategy. And probably a carrot is being dangled to Raila Jr. that, you know, there's a seat here. This seat belongs to your father. I can help you win it. Let me ask you this question. Do you think if Raila Odinga Jr. were to run for the Kibra parliamentary seat, do you think he will win? Or let's say Winnie Odinga decides and Ruto tells her that I'm supporting you. So I think it was about trying to bring the Raila family into the picture. And importantly, I think William Ruto is also dealing with a major problem: the political matrix of Nairobi. And moving forward, I can easily predict that William Ruto will be in Nairobi every single week. At least a week will not pass without the president being in Nairobi. Why? Because the president was banking on the support of Raila Odinga. Raila is gone. And then we are now seeing the emergence of the spirit of Raila Odinga in Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino. Remember, Babu and Edwin Sifuna, ODM. So if the ODM wing, which is opposed to William Ruto, is taking Nairobi, then you remove the mountain from William Ruto. Then it means that William Ruto is really exposed in Nairobi. So he wants to fight. He wants to fight. And that's why he picked Kibra as his first step. Kibra and Langata as his first step. Because remember, Raila Odinga was previously the member of parliament for the two constituencies before they were split. So in my view, I think Ruto is trying to figure out how can he manage Nairobi, constantly going to the ground and taking charge of Nairobi. And that's why he's made it very clear that for the Senate, it is Jalango. And if you are keen, Karauri, the sport pressure guy who is running for the governor, is actually being propped up by none other than William Samoei Arap Ruto, because Sakaja is very unpopular. And lastly, I think it's about 2027 campaigns. It has already kicked off. And Ruto is sending a message that I am ready for this campaign. Let me ask you this question. Do you think William Ruto will be able to win Nairobi without the support of the mountain? And if the Linda Wananchi were to bolt out? Let me read your comments below. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.